22-year-old man is accused of killing a woman and her daughter inside of a Hagerstown hotel. Siobhan Hines was arrested yesterday. Police say the victim's 40-year-old Elise Wars and her 4-year-old daughter Corey were shot to death inside their hotel room. The pair had been living at that hotel recently. Police say the suspect was an acquaintance of the victims, but the motive is unclear.
Tonight, a wave of emotions in Hagerstown. One day after a mother and daughter are found dead inside a room at the APM Inn and Suites in Hagerstown.
Couldn't be true, but I knew it was because I knew something was wrong when I hadn't heard from her.
Hagerstown detectives now investigating a double homicide. Police have not officially released their identities, but family and multiple friends have confirmed to WSA9 the victims were 40-year-old Elise Wars and her 4-year-old girl, Corey. Amber Simmons responding to the scene soon after her sister, who used to live at the same hotel, got a call from management.
They called her because the hotel staff realized that they hadn't seen her or Corey, and they see them every day. And she was supposed to be going to Baltimore, and she said she would call me, and she never did.
That was on Monday. Neighbor Joseph Maryland says the two were staying at the hotel since at least June.
But we didn't hear nothing. We woke up, the police officers and them was outside doing their investigation. We couldn't leave our room at all.
Elise Wars, 40, was a mother of one. According to her family and friends, she was a loving person who would give her all to her daughter, Corey Ashton, 4. But suddenly their life was cut short when she started dating a younger guy for only a short period of time. Elise Wars and her daughter Corey Ashton were found dead in a hotel room at the APM Inn and Suites, 431 Dual Highway at South Cleveland Avenue on Wednesday after 2 employees entered the room at 4:16 p.m. according to the court documents. Hagerstown police responded about 4 minutes later. Wars and Ashton had been living in the hotel for several months, according to the Hagers Police news release. Ashton was not a student with Washington County Public Schools, according to an email from a spokesperson, Aaron Anderson. Both victims were found dead from a single gunshot wound, court records state. Authorities believe both were shot while laying down in bed. There was no evidence of a struggle in the room, and the room door showed no signs of a break-in, according to the documents. 2 shell casings were found on the room's floor. Hagers police in a Facebook post Wednesday night said they believe the killing were a target and deliberate crime. Family and friends told Hagers police that Wars began dating a man named Wick a few weeks ago. When shown a photo of the man on social media, one of the police officers recognized Wick as Javon Hines through previous incidents involving Hines. Surveillance footage in the hotel showed the 2 victims entering the hotel with Hines at 6:49 p.m. Monday, the last time the 2 victims were seen alive. About 2 hours later, an unknown female enters the room and leaves about 10 minutes later. The woman appeared to be acting normal, and there was no obvious disturbance at the time she left the room. On Tuesday morning, Hines exited and re-entered the hotel room multiple times and was acting suspicious when exiting the room. The 3rd time he left the room that day, he was wearing a jacket and a mask on his face and returned a few minutes later with a luggage cart he brought into the room. According to the court records, surveillance footage shows Hines leaving the room 2 minutes later at 8:06 a.m. with the luggage cart full of bins and bags. He also had a white robe in his hands and put it on the cart as he left.
Hagerstown police are still not releasing the cause of death, but say they do believe this was a targeted and deliberate crime.
That was my best friend. I was like my sister, my family. Like, this shit hurts.
Friends who have known the victim for decades say her daughter motivated her to be a better person.
People love Corey. And I don't know why somebody would do this to her.
What do you want to say to whoever's responsible?
I hope you die.
We're coming. They're gonna catch you.
That little girl didn't deserve it. Elise didn't either, but she's grown. That little girl didn't even live life. She was only 4 years old.
As police put the pieces together, tonight loved ones are left asking why. In Hagerstown, Matthew Torres, WUSA 9.
Okay, these new details just came in as that story was running tonight. Hagerstown police now telling us that they have arrested a suspect in this case. They say Elise and Corey were found with gunshot wounds. The suspect is Javon Hines. Now, police are calling him an acquaintance. We will update you as soon as we learn more.
No one else entered or left the room until Wednesday afternoon when the employees entered, court records state. Hagerstown police sought an arrest warrant for Hines, the last person seen with the victims. Hines was found and arrested at Elton, Cecil County on Thursday afternoon with the help of other law enforcement agencies, according to the Hager's police news release. Police said he was taken to custody without incident. Javon Hines has been charged with 2 counts, each of second-degree murder, first and second-degree assault, and reckless endangerment, as well as 1 count for the use of a firearm in a violent felony, according to Washington County District Court records. The maximum penalty for first-degree murder is life in prison.
Tonight, new details about a shooting that left 40-year-old Elise Wars and her 4-year-old daughter Corey Ashton dead in the Hagerstown hotel room. Detectives saying as the gunman was standing up, shot both victims in the head as they were lying down. There were no signs of a break-in or struggle. It's unclear if they were asleep.
He doesn't have a conscience. Anybody that takes the life of a 4-year-old innocent baby is a monster.
Police have since arrested 22-year-old Javon Hines. Several friends of the victim say the suspect was dating Wars for just over a month. One of the victim's best friends never even got to meet him.
People show you who they want you to see. If he showed her that he was a bad person, she wouldn't have allowed him around her daughter.
Court documents showed the mother and daughter were last captured alive on hotel surveillance cameras Monday night, 2 days before officers found their bodies. It says the suspect was carrying the little girl when they walked into the hotel room. Prosecutors say Hines was seen leaving the room 11 hours later, acting suspicious, wearing a mask, and removing items from the room using a luggage cart.
She reformatted her whole life around Corey. Everything that she did was for her.
In his court appearance Friday, Hines' public defender argues a lack of direct evidence tying him to the shooting. Family, friends, and officials are still trying to find out the motive. Tonight, with more questions, come more pain.
Ladies, don't trust these men with your kids.
And tonight, we know Hines will stay behind bars. Today, a judge denied his public defender's request to either set a high bond amount or release him to family to be under supervision. He faces multiple charges, including first-degree murder and first-degree assault.
Another senseless crime. This 22-year-old has no soul, in my opinion, to take a life of a 4-year-old child and her mother's life. I honestly believe that she didn't want to deal with him no longer and wanted him to leave and not come back. But he had a key and he entered the room, more likely while they were asleep, and took their life. I have nothing against women dating younger men or men dating older women. I feel like this man didn't have anything going for himself. More likely, he probably was using her for his benefits. He probably didn't have anywhere to go. More likely, he didn't have a job. Ladies, please be careful who you lay down with and who you have around your kids. Know the signs. Pay attention. Because a lot of these men are not looking for love. They are looking for help. Leave your thoughts and opinion down below. I will continue to keep my thoughts and prayers with the family, and I will see y'all in my next video.